everybody. I'm getting my tripod set up. Faye, Midwest Merchant Purple Turtle Hobbies. Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing today? Hey. Let me adjust my tripod. Shans is here. Hello. I'm trying to be a human being. That is hard. Offering virtual hugs to you. That is hard. And I'm being serious, not funny. I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Friday. Bohemian Plus. Hi. Let me get my other device situated here. Feeling around trying to see what's in frame. What's everybody up to? You ready to make some cluster clips? This is the one I made for the example. Well, this one and that one. But we're going to have options today. We're going to have options today. I do have some kits in the bin. And as you probably know, you can use everything you already have if you want to make your own cluster clips or whatever you want to do. But if you're looking for something specific, like these things that I have here, I do have some kits in the bin. I've got some Fox and Friends kits. You will get a fox and another little critter. We've got fox and a squirrel, fox and a deer. This is to go with my winter collection. Now, winter fox. Winter refers to the season, not the type of fox. And then we're going to have Raven cluster clip kits too, if that's what you would like. So we'll be doing that today. Hi, Diane. Oh no, I bet. Oh my goodness. How long is the recovery supposed to be that after a wisdom tooth? That's not fun. I am so sorry you had to go through that. I'm going to pin the purple skull one. Oh, 2 weeks, no straws. I mean, can you have coffee though? If you like coffee. Let's listen to some music. So next week is Halloween week, as you know. I'm sort of in denial that October's almost over, but by the time we get there, I'll be fine. Oh, 7 days. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no cigarettes either. Goodness. Speedy recovery to you for that. What the fuck? I can't imagine. Sending healing, loving vibes your way. And also, we're going to have this going today. I think I have this candle in my bin too. It's one of my favorites. It's actually my favorite. It's jasmine, amber, rose, and vanilla. If you do make a purchase today, I will send you a fragrance sample. I get them in a little piece of paper and put them in a tiny plastic bag and send them along with your order. So that's a little something that I always forget to say, but I'm trying to get better at that. Next. Oh, thank you for your purchase. And especially if I have your address and you just want a fragrance sample, just let me know. Oh, you need paper clips? Because I can send you a fistful of those too. That is no problem. I don't know why I'm rolling down. Well, I do know why I'm rolling down my sleeve. It's cold here today. It's cold here today, friends. So we can make these too. So I wanted to hang out with you guys for about an hour and then have, see if I could make sort of a plan. So these are the skull and flower cluster clip kits. This looks like it's already made, but it's not. I got punch happy with my circle punches. So you're going to have this one in one of the kits. Hey, never miss. Oh, gotcha. Yes. I got those bronze ones. Let's see. Put them in here. You saw them in the picture. Okay, they're in there somewhere. Because I ran out of the tinny ones. But I like the bronze ones just as well. Okay. Cluster clips. In frame. My phone's dying and it doesn't reach the cord when I put it on top. Not very well. And then this thing bounces the whole time. So I decided to change that up a little bit for you guys today. So let's make some cluster clips. These are super easy. Super easy. And so you can use what you have. And I can't say that enough. But you can use, it doesn't have to be a circle. As you know, I like to state the obvious. That's like my second superpower. Just like overthinking. But mine, I like to do circles because I'm really digging this circle punch. I actually got this from Never Miss Finds. So this is like one of my favorite things. I'm due to run it through some foil, but it works great. It's like my bestie. So I punch two papers. One is the one for the pretty paper that I want to see on the clip. And then I punch a second one and glue it together to thicken it up. Then I put a little cluster of fabric or some trim in here. And then I do the same to the back. Now I use this paper for this example because I already had like the dotted paper punched, sort of like a bullet journal type of a thing. But I glued two pieces of paper, even if it's cardstock and leather on one other, I like it pretty thick. I'm using these today because I have issues keeping track of my glue sticks for my glue gun. So we're going to be using this one today. The kit will come with, the papers, the clips, and the fabric if you want one. And you'll just need glue to put it together or maybe some distressing ink for the edges, which is a personal preference. I love to do that. So we have the skull kits in the bin. We have Fox and Friends in the bin. And then we've got Ravens in the bin. And we've got some other goodies too. So if that's something that you like, feel free to check that out. And these are going to be, when we get to these ones, these will be sort of a prep for the Holtzmas, the collection that I will be debuting on Holtzmas, Winter Fox and Friends. And if we have time at the end, if you haven't seen the journals that I've started for that, I'd be happy to show you that. Let's move these aside. I do like the distressing inks, as you probably have heard me talk about, just for the definition on the edges, but all of this is, of course, optional. And if you do end up making cluster clips, or you already do, and they're super different, I would love to see them. If you are on Instagram, tag me. I would love to see it. Tag me, same handle. So actually I'm going to distress this first and try to stay in frame. Any fun plans for the weekend? Anyone? Anything fun? I'm looking for ideas. I won't come crash your party because I probably don't live near you. And I'm not really a party crasher anyway. Like, even my closest friends, I don't ever feel comfortable coming over unannounced. So I won't crash your plans. But what do you have planned so I can live vicariously through you? I'm thinking I'm going to have some really good news to share with you guys very soon. Hey, Briar. On a personal note, though, not necessarily about the Odyssey, although the Odyssey, there's always something new and fun going on there. This is probably one of my least favorite Halloween songs, but I'm going to leave it because I know other people like it. There we go. A little bit thicker. Ta-da! Ooh, I am celebrating a new paper organizer. I got one of those paper trays that holds like will hold 12 reams of paper for my different paperweights that I print on and things like that. And so I've got extra little cubbies for journals in progress. Oh, happy birthday to your sister. That'll be fun, right? Hopefully you're doing well. I must have been reading because I was like, if you like hanging out with her, I hope that sounds like fun. If not, then fuck it. Make it a short trip. Do you want me to call with an emergency? Like, I need your help now. Oh, sorry, sis. Gotta go. Make them give a shit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. She has babies. Are the babies fun? Sometimes kids are more fun than adults. So this wasn't too long ago. I actually went live on YouTube on a Saturday. And if y'all are watching, hey, I made some new friends. They were between 8 to 12-year-old, and we actually had a great time talking. We don't play the same games on Roblox, but we do both play Roblox. So I was like, okay, maybe I will start trying to play Dress to Impress but I cannot. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna follow you back when I get there. But I can't start playing with someone else and not start playing with my kid because she's been asking me to play Dress to Impress. So I told that person, I got to play with my daughter first, and then you can maybe join us. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We had fun chatting. Okay, so there's that. So we've got these two tops and these two bottoms. And I think I'm gonna go ahead, since I distressed those first, the little edge could poke and you could see this is like labeled as ivory color, but I don't know, it kind of looks cream to me. We'll call it ivory. Ivory poking out underneath the purple. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I wouldn't call these tutorials. These are more like how I did it type things. I need to buy a new dress. They're just reminding me so. Oh. Hey, Wild, is it Wildest? 44,299. I know, I think you were talking about a dresser not too long ago. Talking about IKEA or not IKEA. I know we got some good thrift stores around here where I like to get my end tables. Hey, Lab Mom. I didn't see you. I just saw that. They're 2 in 1. Oh, that would be fun in my mind. Also because I'm, not there. I do think kids are fun. All right, so we've got the tops and the bottoms. We've got these. It will be faster with the glue gun, but I'm going to have to figure out a system where I keep my glue sticks like maybe in this little holder right here so that I don't have to, every time I go live, be like, oh, I can't find my glue sticks again. And if you get the kits, you'll just have to cut the fabric apart. I don't try not to do it in a straight line for me, personal preference. Hey, Tracy. All right, so we've got this. I do like this mesh. If I had used hot glue, I could drop it here, place the fabric here, and then this on top, and it would pretty much already be done. So I think this is a good one. I do like the pattern on the paper. It's very much like it's a very faint paisley swirl, which you almost can't tell because of the size of the circle. However, once this clip is done, I think this is already prepped for me to put a little something else on it, just like boop. I'm trying to think of something. Oh, you know what might be really cute? Let me show you. Just for future ideas. Of course, there's like all the ephemera things that we can put. Or the little foresty things we can put. But there's all kinds of ideas for the plain ones. And these are just coming to me. So once this is done, one thing we could do is put a little clip here. And then whatever else gets clipped on here gets clipped on here. Let me turn on the lamp. Okay. Gets clipped on here. So this could be a little cluster clip to hold a little something cute. Hey! How are you doing? Critter Chop, Summer Dawn. Could put this here. So even though the pattern's really faint, I feel like this is sort of a blank canvas to put really whatever. So I kind of like the look of that wooden owl. I wasn't sure how I was going to use these, but that's kind of inspiring. What do you guys think of that? Maybe we do that. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to pretend this is hot glue. I do like how this glue grabs. It's the Art Glitter Glue. It's obviously not like hot glue where it sets pretty quick, but it'll take a minute. It's okay. I don't know if these even have a technical name, but I've been calling these clip clusters. It's probably what they are because it's like a little cluster and then there's a paper clip in it. So cluster clip, kind of like that. And I love to use these in like if I do pockets. And when you take this away, I think it looks nice like this, but then it gives it a little extra, like a little extra, sparkle or the eye gets drawn into this area. So I like to add that as a little something extra. So this is like a small cluster clip. Every time I use these in something, almost everything sells out, except for this one. But this is how I use them, the little ones. And this one was a little bit different because not only did I use two kinds of fabric, I used some purple moss because it just seemed to add a little something extra in there. So I use it to tuck into a pocket to add a little something on the outside, but it can be added as a bookmark. It can be put onto something, especially if you have a book and you want to make something that's sticking out that you like to see. It'll stick on top of your book, especially if you have it like on your side table, coffee table, and then you'll always see it as a little pretty reminder. So, yeah, pretty much accents for journaling or books or really whatever you want. I mean, I could see using this on the book too. I just bought some new books to read, so let's see if I'm feeling like reading lately. Some little embellishments, some pretties. But you can customize these any way you want. Like you can use glitter if you like glitter. I'm not a fan, but that doesn't mean you're not. Glitter. You can use, if there's some junk mail and you're like, I don't want to throw this envelope away. Make it into something. Make it into something and keep it. It is from you. Yes. It is. I was like, I want to eat it, but no, I want to keep that. I am that person. I have suckers that my daughter used to bring home from me. If she would get them somewhere, she would have, she'd be like, I wanted to bring you a piece of candy, Mom, because I know you like sugar. Yep. And I'm that person that just keeps them. Ta-da. And then you know what else I love? Hey, custom wood burning. How the heck are you? So another thing I love this circle puncher for is I do this often. If I need something to make sure that it dries as flat as possible, a little something like that, I'll just set that here for a few minutes. So by the time we're done with this one, it'll be ready to transfer to the next one. And I'm going to put this owl here. This is going to be their forever spot. I like how the lighter color of the wood pops on the purple. I'm a big fan of contrasts. Can you guys see well? Okay. Because if this is not a good angle, then I won't ever try to do this position again, or I'll work with the lighting. Making some cluster clips. Okay, good. Shots. Okay, cool. Just making sure. And then I have to pause and make sure that I'm reading the chat sometimes. Like, did I miss something? Okay. Hopefully that trim looks good in there because that's what I'm going with today. I also have it's a black fabric. It's in Middle Earth in my fabric stack. You guys should see my fabric stack. If you see my fabric stack, you can kind of get a peek at how my brain works. Y'all already know I'm weird, but in a good way. Oh, thank you. Hey, Kim. Kim's shopping. Or Kim's hopping. Which one? I want to make sure I say it right. Color coordinated. When I first started out, I tried to do like rainbow, like cream, white, black, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, to kind of organize it in a way that my brain found palatable. It gets a little messed up here and there when I use it and put them on top, but then I reorganize it every couple weeks when I need to. So it kind of is color coordinated, yes. So that if I'm looking for, because I've been looking for things by color, or if I know I have a specific one, but I often forget what I have because I'm newish to using fabrics. So if I see it, it's there. If I don't, then I'm going to have some of this stuff forever and ever, but I don't want to go buy stuff in similar colors that I already have. Even if it's like a plain gray and I want something gray to offset something bright, I don't want to go buy that again. You know what I mean? So a little peek at how my brain works. Yes, the circles are made of paper, 2 layers of paper. And I'll take this little kit out and show you. This is paper. This is like either 64 pound, 110 cardstock. Almost doesn't matter because then I put another piece of cardstock behind it to thicken it up. So the top layer and the bottom layer are at least two pieces of paper, or one piece of paper, glued to, two pieces on the top, two pieces on the bottom for each of them. Sorry, words are difficult for me sometimes. Retired Kathy, hey, the comfy mess with grace. Yes, these are paper, but we're about to glue some wood on there because while I do love the print is very faint on here to me. This is the, I think this is the the 2-inch circle punch. My favorite. So that's what I've been using. I'm gonna put this little wooden owl here. So cute. I didn't think of this idea for the fall owl collection I did. What was this, a couple weeks ago for Let It Fall. That would have been cool. Could still do it because I'm doing more for the fall collection, which I will be releasing soon. I'm going to be posting about it to someone here first. Whoops, don't pick it up when it's not set, guys. One from my screw ups. And then I will be posting it to Instagram. But if you ever see something like a journal that you want and it sells out, please message me and I'd be happy to make more. And then you can, choose what you want to get and go from there. Sweet. So this will be the owl. We're going to let this set for a minute. And then this one's already set. Like the little one that I showed you, of course you can put whatever you want on here. If you had made something like this, what would you put on there? Would you put little flat back sparkly diamond type things, or glitter, or nothing, or just maybe a piece of like a little flower piece? I have some of those. I got some of those white flowers. They do happen to be from Tim Holtz, but that's not why I got them. A spider out the eye. Oh, that's a really good idea. If I had a little spider, I would. But the only spider I think I have that I can think of is on something that Kelly made that my husband, and I would never, but I would say, hey, can you tell me where you got those? Or would you like to take my money? That's a really good idea, Summer Dawn. Oh, thank you. They're a lot of fun. And I know I'm not a spider fan, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't exist, right? I would love seeing that. It's artistic, it's beautiful, and I dig it. I dig it. And what about this one? I won't do them, but this is just for like an imagination exercise. If I had little mini like silk flowers, I think that'd be cool here for them to pop, but I wonder if they'd overpower the skulls. That would be so cool. That would be really cool. You know what? It could be like just roll a little one out of white clay and then color the end. That would be super cool with like a maybe faint wisps of cotton underneath it that look like smoke. Exactly. Exactly. And at least enjoy the afterlife. I've got some brown skulls. I wonder if those, I'm just going to hold it up and see, just for imagination's sake. Because I know we can get those from like craft stores and everything. So that would be something fun to see. I had actually tried to color some fabric to put on the behind here, like this one almost, because this is pink. I did a purple one for here, but it was with an oxide spray, so it's really chalky. So I'm like, let's not dye everything purple. Yeah. Oh, that would work. Make it 3D. So I know we can get these skulls in craft stores, but I don't know if they're flat backed. That inspires like a journal cover. Like I would almost want to lightly Mod Podge over it, even though I made this with Mod Podge. I made this one with coffee dyed paper and Mod Podge in the ice cube mold. They were tedious, but they were an absolute blast to make. I made a big one and some small ones. Most of the small ones sold. They all turned out very different, so they don't look identical, and I like that. Like some of them you can see the teeth, but this one you kind of can't. So you can't talk shit anymore, can you? but I like the texture of that and how it looks. It's just very, it's kind of brown. I showed them to my husband. He was happy for me, but he was not about to touch these. Not about to do that. And then this one I made out of hot glue. And my hot glue gun it's a small one. It's a very inexpensive one. So the only part that really heats up is the glue that sits in the gun. And after that, it's less heated. So this just looks like little clumps here. I would love to work on this and have this ready for any sort of a project like this. I know I don't need to wait for Halloween, but it might take that long to remember that I had that inspiration. So, because I've really been loving the skulls representing like the death or the going away of the old and then the flowers welcoming the new. That's been a huge theme and I'm starting to see why. Just in, like life, right? So many things happening. I think that looks cool. That looks pretty cool. Yeah. So you can do whatever you want with them, really. Craft bunnies. Oh, craft bunnies are some of the best kind of little bunnies. That's where my mind went. Hey, retired Kathy. Welcome back. MB, is it Desert Nana? I hope I said that right. See, you can just do whatever you want. But this is how I often use them in pockets. They can stick out of journals. They actually decorated the Pinkaween folios. We're just going to keep adding here. This one's a little bit soft. Happy Friday, my favorite day of the week. Used to be Burger Fridays around here, but we don't really do that as much anymore. Any day can be Burger Day. This one needs to sit with the 2-inch puncher on top of it for a little while. Not like a timeout, but it just kind of needs that. Ta-da! Let's make a whole bouquet of them. There we go. Do you guys do anything fun for Halloween? Let's do some of the fox ones. That's coming up next. Let's do some fox ones. But the fabric, we won't be able to really see it, but let's use little pieces of this one. I think this is cute. Can use some scraps of that. We don't need to use specific color parts, but I'm just going to cut without thinking. 2 little pieces here. Some days when I'm feeling like I can't just, do it willy-nilly, I kind of try to pose the fabric behind it, but it always looks better when I don't do that. When I don't do it. You'll be at work? Oh. I mean, but when you're off, though. Oh, we had a hard time catching you this week. We caught up now, even if it's just for a moment. It's good to see you. Hey, Jenny Blue Eyes. I know Halloween is not Lupaka's favorite, but Taylor and I like it. I told her, I said, I'm really sorry because last year I said I would love it if we could just decorate for Halloween and go full send as soon as September hits. And so she tried. She was like, okay, let's get decorations up. And I was like, I'm too tired. I just can't do this. So I was doing so much other stuff. And so now it's almost Halloween and I'm like, I'm so sorry. But I said, if you're feeling it, because I don't want her to wait for me, I'm like, you and Dylan can totally go nuts. Let me know what you need. I'll send you dollars. It's totally fine. Just do what you got to do, whatever you want to do. It's like, okay. So they might be decorating here soon. I'll help. I just do better when somebody tells me like, hey, can you do this and that? That might be an extra one. But I just love this thing. And then we had her surprise lunch because she graduated with her esthetician certificate from Summit Salon Academy in Tacoma. So if you're looking for an esthetician, I know somebody. I think she's really great for everybody. She's very kind, very inclusive, very compassionate. So, and especially if somebody has like maybe a skin condition they're super sensitive about, or they don't like going to someone else. Not once during all of school, even in private, did I hear her say anything about someone like like, oh my goodness, the skin was so, no, she was like, you know what, maybe like I met somebody and she wouldn't say names who felt this way about their skin, mom. And those are what other people have said. And, she just really likes to help people feel better in their own skin. And she does waxing and lash and brow tints and everything like that. So that's amazing. She's going to be waxing my legs for me this Sunday. That's really nice because she's not licensed yet. She can't do it for money, but she's just going to be practicing with her friends. And I said, I volunteer. So she helps me a lot too because I know I don't like people touching my skin. Like, don't, being touched is sometimes something that's very personal. So like, I don't want to I don't even like going to a stranger for like a massage, but I feel comfortable, of course, with her, and she's just super fun. So if you're in the area and you're looking for somebody, I can recommend somebody to you. But we had her surprise lunch last week, and originally someone else was going to do a surprise party, but something came up and she couldn't do it. So, and then Taylor knew about that one, but she didn't know about this lunch. And maybe hopefully she'll pop in here soon. But she was surprised because she pulled up to the restaurant. My husband parked in the front of it. So she knew we were there, but she didn't know that some of her friends were there too. So she saw them and it was really exciting. She was nice and surprised. And because she had seen me texting her boyfriend the day before, she's like, what are you texting Dylan? Because she's always like, you know, if, in the future, if he chooses to call you mom, are you going to be okay with it? I said, yeah, whatever he wants to call me. I don't really care. I'm for him either way. And she's like, but I need to be I am your kid, mom. You need to remember that I am actually your kid and I'm yours. I'm like, you don't have to worry. She's very protective of her position in my life. So she's like, why are you texting Dylan? I was like, none of your business. Leave me alone. Is it Sin Lord? I know, I'm very happy for her. It was a lot of work. Like, that program seemed super short for everything they did. But it was amazing watching her go through that. And so now she's scheduling her state boards, and then pretty soon she's already got her eyes on the places that she wants to work for her strategy for this. So I'm here for it. I'm happy for her. I was not I had no idea that I could craft my own future when I was her age. So her being able to do this is just, it moves me to tears sometimes. And it's not just the hormones because those are changing. I'm super happy for her. Lots of changes going on here. My husband's job is changing, but it looks like that's going to be for the better. And then once that gets settled, we may resume our house hunting. I told him, I said, I'm happy staying here. So either way, there's just so many great things going on. Hey, Spaghettins. Did I say that right? Spaghettins. So many good things happening. Stressful things. Because there's a train coming up that us witches of whatnot we're doing, and I had to step out of one of them just because, the stress with the job and stuff. I just needed a minute. So I'll be hanging out that day, but I won't be creating for that one. So you should check it out. Baby, It's Cold Outside is the train. I'm super excited to see what everybody is going to be, I guess I would say, is offering a good word, because not everybody, some people are making, some people are selling other things, and that's cool. I just can't wait to see what everybody has. Daisy! Speaking of which, Daisy's another one. She's always got amazing things, but you guys know that. I'm sure you guys all know that. You're all following Daisy already. Hint, hint. She made this pokey tool. My very first pokey tool. No, it's all good. It was all good. We're making cluster clips. Oh. You're getting to babysit again. All right. No, it is all good. So I got a pokey tool not too long ago, and this is from Daisy, and it is beautiful, and it's purple skulls, so it fits the theme. I just had to show you guys. And Lapaka goes, pokey tool. Is that like its technical name? I said, I don't know. That's just what it's called. It's a pokey tool. What's it for? For poking things. It's going to be perfect for poking those little pieces out of those die cuts. Or when I need to pick something up and I just can't get it when I have nails on. The pokey tool helps me pick it up with a poke. All right, so we have this. Stressed them enough, I think. Um, now we're going to do this. Again, it is easier with hot glue, but I'm going to have to come up with a good system for where to keep them because I always find them after the show. Always find them after the show. It's going to be weird that Halloween's over. Like, it's been Halloween, pre-Halloween prep for so long. Okay, now we're doing winter prep. The Winter Fox collection. I need to come up with a real name for it. That's not its real name. Okay. That's cute. I'll go with that. It does need a little, I think it needs a little sparkle. So I'm gonna leave room on the edges because it's easy to, if I do that and just kind of keep it together, I can tuck a little something, something in there, you know, to add to it. 612. Hello. So we're gonna go ahead and start this. I think the owl here is my favorite so far. Where's my other big paper clips? I'm gonna take it out of this because I think it's in the drawer in front of my tripod. Hello. Okay, let's go like this. And then I'm sure you'll see in the upcoming folios for Holtzmas will be their debut of the foxes, how this is adapted. Because I think it needs a little something, but I just don't know what. And it might be downstairs. Again, we're using the trusty 2-inch hole puncher to hold that down. I'm going to leave the edge on that because I like how scrappy it is. I like how scrappy that looks. Oh my goodness, time flies. We've already been hanging out for 40 minutes, you guys. Daisy, do you have a show today? Hey, cats. Carrie. Okay, cool. Hey, girl. Hey. So I think I checked on Hello Wildflowers. But can you refresh my memory and tell me what time your show is? Was it 4 p.m. Central? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. 2 p.m. my time. I do that math every time. I'm here for it. I'm going to get my exercise in before, and I'll be curling up on my chair to watch. Okay, cool. There we have the paper clip. I'm going to leave that trim up there at the top because when I add my little embellishing piece later on, I will tuck it in there and we're going to see how that happens. I have an idea. Actually, yes, I do know what I'm going to use. One moment. Here, you guys need to share that. I'm just stepping over here to the other side of the camera. I'm sorry, Silk. This really long piece. I've already put some on a few of the tags that I made for the foxes. This is a little bit different. So I'm even good if I use all of it because I just wanted to use a little bit. But I thought this was really pretty because that's blue and I don't know, what would we call this? Kind of like goldish or like a goldish green. I don't know. I just think it's great and it goes with the winter. But there's going to be some cluster clips going in on there. So let's go ahead and put, and then for a little contrast, maybe we put this one on the top. Put in a couple pieces here and a couple pieces there. Isn't it pretty? I love it. I didn't know about Sari Silk until coming to Whatnot and seeing people use it. I think it's a little something without making it not too much, but I will want to add some little flat back sparkles on here I don't think I have, if I have snowflakes, I'll do that. But if not, little flat back sparkles to make it sparkle. So let's go ahead and use the pokey tool. Makes me want to just put nice, get my nails done and hold my pokey tool and wipe it around. Carefully, of course. It just looks so pretty. I want to feel pretty and hold my pokey tool. Hey, Nova Miss. Okay, I'm right-handed. Pokey tool. Pokey tool, but don't poke yourself. Sweet. Just a little tuck. Just a little tuck. We're going to put one here and one here. Could it be simpler? Probably. But I don't usually do things a simple way on the first time. If you do, I aspire to be similar. And you know what? I'm sure with practice it will happen. I still feel like this is more newer to me than it used to be. But every day I learn something new. Quite literally every day. Learn something new. Tuck. Pokey tool. And it's important to say pokey tool when you use pokey tool. It enhances the powers. Pokey tool. There we go. I like that, little somethings. And then when we add some sparkle to the front, it's going to look nice. Isn't that cool? I'm loving the boxes too. It's been so fun to make so far. I started with the journals down on that one, but I think with the owls I did tag up. Like I started with the tags. There's no nicknames yet. I was not feeling inspired by reds and greens this year. More like blues and winter. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna lean into that then. Pokey tool. No, hold on. It feels different sometimes when the camera's rolling because I'm talking and doing this at the same time, but let's pokey tool this. Let's tuck this in a little bit. And in the right light, I know these little pieces here look like hairs, but they're not hairs. They're just little pieces of fabric. Oh, I need you to let me in, please. Mm-hmm. Come on. Come on, Dion. Make it work. Mm-hmm. Sweet. Let's trim that. Taylor, I need your assistance. Help me. And it's really cool because she gets a lot of the skincare and hair care products at her discount, which is like 50% off of retail. So we're basically paying what we used to pay 6 years ago for hair and skincare products. That's really nice. With her discount, her industry discount. Sweet. Okay, that looks nice. Took me a minute, but I'm okay with that. That bluebird, hey, right, fancy. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. We are making cluster clips for fun. We did the purple skull and flowers, and now we're working on the winter fox theme for the winter collection. I will actually, I do think I have some snowflakes. That won't be today though. I'm gonna add some sparkles, so you will see that as the collection is launched. I forget what day, but it's Holtzmith's coming up. Please bookmark my future shows, and you will be in the loop. Okay. It is easier with hot glue, but with this one, it's just. And I gave myself a gold star today for remembering to refill some of my glue because I don't want to have that be what we do. Like, hey, you guys want to hang out and watch me while I refill my glue? Thanks. It might happen, but it's just not today. How sharp is the pokey tool? Oh, I think yes, it is pretty sharp. So if I had to poke a hole in pages for a signature, I could 100% do that. That didn't even cross my mind. Oh, thank you. Yeah, because it came with a little stopper on it, like a little rubber tip. I may have lost it, but I'm sure I can just get like a little wad of hot glue and save that there. Otherwise, it's gonna poke me all around. But that's my bad. But yeah, I could totally poke a hole in some signatures and things like that. It's pretty pokey. Okay, let's do something like, let's challenge myself. Every day can be a challenge. But a lot of times, you know what? It just feels good. Oh, thank you for your purchase. I'm going to be putting some extra little treasures in with everybody's purchase today. I wanted to do something with you guys, but I'm like, I kind of want to plan a little something this time. So I think this went well. This seems pretty fun. Let's just go ahead and, when I just use the big wads of fabric in my cluster clips, a lot of the times I will just crumple and glue like I did for these first two right here. Just crumple and glue. But with this one, it feels a little bit different because just because of the amount of fabrics I'm using in the way. I just didn't do it in the first place, but you know, it can be a great little something to make if you want to just create something that you don't have to use a lot of brain for. Like if you're just tired or you just want to break and you can crumple things up and just put it in there and it will look great. I guess me styling this a little bit makes it seem a little more complicated, but it's really not. It's super simple. But either way, it usually ends up being a great time because then, sometimes if you don't really care for something and you're like, I'm going to have to change that. If you walk away and come back, sometimes it's okay. And sometimes it's like, oh no, I still need to change it. Oh, thank you. I think even just the sari silk would have been great too. Keeping that in mind for future. I didn't think about it though. Oops. Are you making one for fall? I love the reds and yellows. Oh, is it? Oh, that's good to know. I absolutely can. I know I did some kits and things because I didn't include them in the main collection, but since you're asking and I'm already making those, I can definitely make some with like owls and little red things. I also have I have some ideas. So I absolutely will. Kits or the finished clusters? Any more purple skull dangles? Yes, actually. I have 4 of them. There's this one. I adore using jewelry to make stuff. Did I put them in the auction? I can run them if you want me to. Happy to do that. This one has a little key on it. And then there's this one. You want the key one? Oh. This one. Oh, and there's there's a tiny key over here and a bigger one over here. Pardon my glue fingers. I can run this really. Oh, I don't have to say really quick. Sorry. Oh, there's a candy apple bar in this community today. You guys want to go? Just kidding. Taylor, if you're here, I don't want to. Oh, that one? Okay. Did you, because there's the kits and then there's the dangles. And I have the dangles in an auction. Did you want this one? Let's see. Because I see, okay, so you got the cluster clip kit for the foxes and you want that one to be this one? Because I will do that. Perfect. So this one's for Daisy. I'm going to put your name on it because I will forget. And then I'm just going to grab all the pens out of here. And you want the one with the diamond eye, Desert Nana? Oh, thank you for your purchases. This one's for Daisy. Do not put that on the chalk fabric. And then the diamond eye one for this one, Desert Nana. Don't do it yet. Okay. All right. If you would like to go ahead and purchase the cluster clip kit at the bottom, and I will put your name on this one. You got it. This is coming to you, and everybody is going to get a fragrance sample for the candle. I will dip the wax in the paper and put it in a little paper bag so you can enjoy the fragrance if you just leave it out. And that way you can sample the smell of the candle. Yeah. Oh, thank you for your purchase. Thank you. Thank you. All right. That is coming to you. Thank you. Thank you. And then we've got, if anybody's looking at the skull dangles, I will show you. We have this one. And then we have this one. So if you're interested, let me know. You can purchase the cluster clip kit at the bottom, and then I will tell me which one you would like, and I can put your name on it. And I will send it to you. I will send it today. Things always getting adopted. So fun. I do like this sari silk here. That looks nice, doesn't it? Sorry, new angle. I have to remember. Oh yeah, show your friends, Dion. Like, we don't know what you're talking about. We can't see anything. Poketool. There's not a mushroom. It is usually easier, but yeah, talking on a show sometimes makes it look a little bit different. When I'm all by myself, getting some alone time, which I love, and the music is cranked, it's like, feels like, you know, I'm mixing music, but instead of music, I'm mixing paper. I just love paper. And I'm appreciating fabric more and more. Okay. And after I finish this one, if I don't know if any of you, were you not here, I would love to show you the Fox journals I'm working on. That's what I'm building the collection off of, sort of like little examples for just the whole vibe and the creative part of it. I would love to show you guys if you haven't seen and you want to see it. I put together the signatures for those last night. I'm looking around going, did I even find them? And I worked on the Fall Owl extension collection. I worked on those papers too, adding something a little bit different to that. So those will be really fun. I would like to have at least, probably not the foxes done, but I would like to have the owls done by next week, and then Poe. I'd love to show you. All right, so this is what we have for this one. And I'll be putting some of the sari silk in the kits. Daisy, I think you purchased a kit, so I'm going to put some of that in there with the flannel too, and you can build it as you want to. I know you'll come up with some great ideas for that. Fantastic ideas. Trimming these little threads off. I like that. So I like how it's kind of messy and bunchy, but it looks like it's not like a, whoa, that's a mess. It's like, put a ponytail on that. But it's like, oh, okay, I like that. It's a nice mess. Ta-da, sort of like that. So that might be what I just do, is put a little bit more of the sari silk, but I do like the thickness of it with putting both. I agree. I'm gonna have to find more of this because this is what I have and I love it. But I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it on the Big A. Hey, Kimberly. Yes. Oh, yes. I am so excited. Very inspiring to watch you create, Daisy. Let's go ahead and put these little bouquet here, and then we've got the pink one. Okay, cool. We've got some ravens, and I'll get the journals out and show you. This little guy's the inspiration. This specific one does not have a name yet, this fox. I like to name everything. Well, pretty much everything. I like to give them names so I know what to call them. Excuse me. Names. I have. Oh, okay. I got pages together for the signatures for this one, but I didn't finish the signatures for this one. I think I was thinking about a different one. Hey, Connie and Aunt Darling. Oh, I know I would love to find some more of the Sari Silk and do that as a tie around for this, but I'm not sure yet. So this is the big one, and there's also a small one. I probably going to kick myself for not making more than one, but there's time. So if time permits, I will make another one. I just don't like to rush, you know. How are you doing? Happy Friday, everyone. So I'll show these two, and then we will probably call it. Oh, thank you. And then we will call it good for today. I know we have some other great shows coming up later today. We've got Daisy's Darlings at 4 p.m. Central, and those are the only time that I remember. So that's what I'm going to be banking on. Hey, Elizabeth Gar. Welcome back in, Miss Fines. Or is that Whatnot just saying that you're here again? So this is the cover that I made for the Winter Fox collection. And I love sewing with the wallpaper pieces, the ones that kind of have the fabric backing. I kind of know what this is called. Lapaka and I are going to go get some more of this later tonight because I'm running low. But I love to sew fabric sort of sandwiched onto these. And different fabrics behave differently because when I put like this, my favorite, this cream or ivory colored elastic canvas on top, it pulls in bunches. But I'm finding that it creates an effect that I really, really love. It didn't pull in bunches in the same way on this one as it did on one of the owls. This is it's like it's I want to say canvas, but it's like a stretchy canvas material. It's on the thicker side. It frays nice and easy. So I really love this look. So it just pulls right apart like this, but it's like almost like a lightweight canvas. I'm not sure what the technical name is. I'm really tempted to go to a fabric store and get the name of it or something similar so that I have something to kind of compare it to. But it's like an elastic canvas. So what I'm guessing is that when the needle goes through and the sewing machine goes through this fabric and into the wallpaper, it maybe even presses it out because what happens is if I have it pinned like the Dickens, like everywhere. Even as I'm sewing it, it's like pushing it out as if it's stretching, as if it's sewing really tight into here and pushing. But even if I adjust my tension, it tightens up. So I think it's just the way the wallpaper behaves. Because I've heard people have that too, and they have different tips and tricks for. Well, there's not really many tips and tricks that I found about sewing on this. So I like the way it pulls. I just kind of been leaning into it. So I decided for this one, this probably won't be exposed on the finished one, but this is where the cover's going to go. And I sewed just the pieces onto the corners and the edges because I wanted it to lay a little differently underneath. And I wanted to see what this would look like with the cover and the back sticking through. And so when I sewed this here, it bunched in a couple areas that I thought, well, I wanted it to look a little different. So I just took a little tuft of the canvas and put that here. And I love how that looks. It just a little bit of inspiration, like if a fox is making a nest, there might be a little cute tuft of something, only this is fabric. So I really leaned into that and I'm loving it. So I'm working on the cover image for this now. We may decorate this together in the coming weeks. So please stay tuned. And this was really fun because so with all those seams and stuff, I just kind of tidied the threads because those are going to be under the paper that I glue here in the paper pocket. And so I've got Fox and Friends. So there's owls. I gathered more papers for the signatures, but I didn't like bundle the signatures yet. Because once I put like, I'm going to probably put eyelets in the spine. Once I do the eyelets and then the signatures, then I feel like it really comes together. Then I can just add the little details for the inside of the journal and then the cover too. Because I'm leaning towards more writing spots than visual. So for something like this, maybe I will probably put, it's not official till it's done. Hey Des. Des Deals, BJ. Is it Jay's Elegant Moments? BJ and Cornelia. Cornelia likes to shop. Welcome in and happy Friday. Something like this, I might put like a paper here and then have a little pocket, maybe on the side here and on the top here with a writing spot. So you can write in there if you want to. And then you'll also have the foxes and just different things like, this might be the view from a fox's nest. They look at these people's house, and I'm assuming there might be little kiddos who live there because there's a little playhouse, and maybe they do their best to preserve the woods so the fox still has their home. Those are the kind of stories that come out of my brain when I create like this. And just some wintry scenes, things that kind of go ish. But then we're also going to have some like brown lined papers and stuff like that. So these are some of the papers that I have that I'll be putting into the signatures and mixing in, along with the fox and the other forest animals like these, and then some blue papers as well for that whole winter vibe. Isn't this cool? I love this. I just love this fox. This is my favorite one so far. Hey Rhonda. My favorite one so far. There's one page with like a wolf pup on there too. I think that's one of my favorites, but yeah, just things like that. And then I have this blue graph paper that I thought was perfect for the blue theme because I love this paper. Things like this. This is actual printer paper. I know it looks like wallpaper, and then some owls, because there's the connection from the fall collection from the owls. They also make it into the winter. So, and this printed upside down. So we're either going to lean into that or I will adapt another owl here, but I like the edges of the paper. I'm going to be inking some of the edges on these, some brown and some blue, because I feel like that fits. I just love this here too. So many cool papers. And, putting these together in the signatures is going to be fun. This will probably be what I do for funsies tonight. And some papers that I've had in my stash for a little while because I do like to, I kind of want to keep it not quite so junky, but, not strictly on theme. So this is cool because I think these brown writing spots are great. And it is very foresty, earthy to me. Hey, Kathy. Oh, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Okay, it makes the letters a little bigger, so I don't have to lean in and squint every time. So these are fun. Also, for anybody who journals, do you prefer to journal on lined paper or blank? I'm just curious. I might put polls next week for people who do that because I know some people prefer blank, some people prefer lined. I prefer both. But I kind of try to do a mixture, but then I have some extras. Well, the extras don't usually include lined paper. And here's another collection too. I do like this one. It's a very prominent fox. Like this must be the matriarch of the Fox clan. She really wants to know what are people's intentions. You like a combo? I feel like, so I'm making one for myself too. I'm actually going to do a Phoenix theme. Oh, I got to show you guys my candle. A Phoenix theme because that theme is very near and dear to my heart. It's also near and dear to a story that I've been working on that I might actually continue writing just for funsies. So I'm making my own journal, thinking about it just being Phoenix themed and everything like that. Reds, oranges, warm colors, that whole fire element thing. Look at that. Look at the little baby. Oh, I know they all need names, but I'm just going to try to name the one on the cover. Oh, you can? Oh, I love that. Are we following each other? The journal books? So these journals I make, and these are printables that I got from Betsy. I love that we can get these from Betsy because a lot of the paper packs I can find in stores don't really fit exactly what I'm looking for. So this is where that's where I get the printables, um, the digikits, I guess you could call them. Well, if I'm not following you, what am I even doing? But I do. Sometimes I make the journals. Sometimes there's notebooks. So, like those kinds of journal books, is that what you're talking about? I want to make sure I understand. Oh yes, we're friends. Okay, good, 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 good. I love to write. I don't do it often because I don't often feel inspired to, but lately I have been. So I'm going to show you. This is the, excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I will write in a notebook, but for, these are printables or papers that I've had or have a mixture. I try to do a mixture and then I just take those pages and the designs and turn them into journals and books. I know that some journals are more on the picturesque side, and I'm also working on compiling things for like storytelling. So, like, if it were to be a visual journal with some writing spots, it would be like maybe the fox and where they live and maybe what their friends are and some things that they might, have in their home or something like that. Just tell a story in a different way. That's something that I'm working on too, working on this part of the building process so that I can actually kind of build a low key story into it. And the person who buys it, they can do whatever they want with it. They can keep with the story or appreciate it for that, or maybe it means something different to them. This is the smaller Fox journal, and I took this cover that I had sewn when I did the Poe collection. This was an extra cover. There wasn't much pulling, so I'm gonna be creating the textures and things like that with the cover design that I do. And this is a lot of fun too. So there's some similarities to the papers, but there's also some different things. Yeah, I think the stories they seem to really draw people in. I know they entertain me. Hey, Sandy, and they give me Debrina. They give me sort of a direction to go with it, and then people who whether they take that in the same direction or they take it in a different way, I think is really cool because I could just, you know, just it's just inspiration for what I put into it. I don't put like an intention on it because I feel like that's for the person to do who, adopts whatever I'm creating. But just the beginning part of, this is the why and the inspiration for it. So I like that. These are cool. I got some of these printable pages for both journals. There's going to be some in the big one and this small one for writing spaces. The single lines are small, but sometimes when I feel like writing bigger, I'll just write and use two. And I'll use the middle part for like, when we're learning how to print. So that's what I like to do. So things like that. It's going to be very similar, but they're also going to be different because I, want to add some color to the pages, add some pockets and some tucks and some little clusters inside and some little treasures, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm happy to keep you guys in the loop as I make this because this is just a blast of a process. I've also got the two owl journals and the two Poe journals, and then the one that I'm working on for me, and then I also have another extra shell of a journal. So if something else comes up, maybe another inspiration hits, I have that. And because I like to have at least a shell or two prepped so that I can build onto it. And I love this canvas because it's got like a light colored earthy tone, but it really goes great with everything because I've combined it with the brown here. You can see the brown on the edge, and I'm going to be going with reds and oranges probably with the Phoenix. But then you also have something like the fox, the winter theme, and it goes great with that too. It really goes with everything, kind of like black and white. So I like that too. I know I tend to gravitate towards the warmer colors. So this has been a blast. Please bookmark my future shows. I usually go live on Thursdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific. I've been leaning more towards keeping them towards an hour, but sometimes if we're creating and just going, like it's going to go for hours. How do I put the pages in the book to stay? I have been, I wish I had an example to show you. I will when I finish mine. Um, I will sew them into the spine here. And I have been putting the eyelets, or some people call them rivets, into here. So lately my number is three. I will do three signatures. So I'll put three eyelets here, sometimes in the middle and on the bottom. And then I will just sew them through by hand using either the wax cord or the hemp cord. And then I like to leave the threads dangling so people can do it whatever they want with that. But I try to, when I leave them long, it's great for when people want to tuck a little something extra into those. And that's the similar way that I do the folios too, the paper folios. I don't do the eyelets, but I'll sew them and leave them long. So if somebody wants to slip another piece of paper in there, they can, or at least if there's enough space, if somebody wants to put a tag in there, they can too, because this one will be, technically maybe bigger than a lot of pages, but it's okay because not all of them are the same size. So if somebody gets a tag or something and it kind of sticks out, then this is what it would look like. You'd have little things sticking out of the journal and it just looks really great. It's super fun. And I know it helps me. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but sometimes if something looks too pristine and perfect, like a brand new journal, I almost never use it and I end up collecting it because I don't want to disturb the water. But I know it's for me to write. It's just how my brain works. However, something that is just beautiful, it isn't, lined up and perfect, but it's got all these beautiful textures. It's the perfectly imperfectness of it is actually perfect, and I can dive right in and write. So when I have my own, I will let you know how that goes. But I do like the idea of it being like this, so then it's ready for someone to collect it, look through it, write in it, whatever they want to do with it. That's how I love doing that. I have also made some folios using staples, or I will do the signatures with staples and then sew it in so that at least the staples keep them together in a different way. And I've also done other methods of sewing where the cords are not visible on the exterior. I'll just kind of bind them on the inside. And that's how I often did it when I make my journals out of cardboard packaging or heavy cardboard. There's a couple different ways I do it, but it usually involves some sort of hand sewing. So it's fun to explore new ideas and also solidify the old ones. So, but before we go, I want to show you guys really quick. So I got this candle from and our music turned off. Sorry, I was talking, I didn't even realize. Let me not put this on that. I need to move that fabric that got chalky. So I got this, and this really, really resonates with me. So this is a Phoenix candle I got from Candle Magic Studios. A Phoenix is very, very much resonates with my heart just because of all of the transitions and the changes that have happened for me in the course of life. I think a lot of people can maybe relate, but the Phoenix is very close to my heart. I love it. In fact, I have written a story about a person named Sage, who is a misfit, spelled with a Y, was a social misfit for a long time, and her elemental powers really took form when something happened to her when she was younger, and then she started to become this elemental being. But there was a salamander who she didn't realize it was the same one, followed her around for years, and every time she transforms, her salamander transforms, and Faxus transforms into a dragon, which later becomes a phoenix. So that's a little part of the story because it just means so much to me, the whole phoenix concept. So when I saw this candle, they had it up in their corner for Candle Magic Studios. I just had to have it, and it was my first candle. And I adore this one also because it can light up and I don't have to burn it. It's just on a light pedestal. And they do have in their instructions, like there's a little hole in the bottom. I guess you can use tea lights in it for a certain amount of time. If you end up getting one of those, then you can ask them for the directions. Don't quote me, but they're probably all different. But I like that I will never burn this out, and I can just turn the light on, and it just kind of like reminds me of how far I've come and how far I will go or am going. So that just means a lot to me. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do for my own journal theme, but then I just decided to do a phoenix because it just fits so well. So probably for this journal, I will do a phoenix, and then I think it would actually be a great to do a phoenix or a dragon for like a spell book that I'm working on too. Doesn't have to literally be a spell book, but it's just kind of spell book esque because it seems magical. So there's a lot more journal projects coming in the new year too, because I'm also planning an Alice journal, which I'm gathering pieces for. I've got some playing cards coming up too. I can't wait to show you guys. It's going to be so fun. Thank you everybody for being here and hanging out today. This was a blast. Looking forward to seeing you next Thursday. Please bookmark those future shows. Let's go see Mickey 79, shall we? Thank you everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate your time, and I will see you soon. Bye.